A dying father presses record one final time. His voice trembles, knowing these words will guide his daughter long after he's gone. What he reveals changes everyone who hears it.
A lonely house at dusk, warm lights glowing inside as the father quietly closes the curtains, hiding the world from what he's about to confess. He places an old camera on a wooden table, its lens reflecting the fear and sadness trapped deep inside his tired eyes. He adjusts the camera with shaky hands, struggling to steady himself as the weight of unspoken truths grows heavier. The father sits on a worn armchair, his breathing slow and fragile, knowing time is running out faster than he hoped. A family photo lies beside him, showing his daughter smiling brightly at age 5. Unaware of the storm surrounding her future, he presses the red record button, the soft beep echoing loudly in the quiet room, signaling the beginning of his final message. Tears gather in his eyes as he tries to find the right words, fighting the ache in his chest and the guilt he carried for years. He looks directly into the lens, imagining her grown-up face watching this someday, praying she'll understand instead of resenting him. A deep breath escapes him as he begins, his voice trembling with love, regret, and the fear of leaving her alone. He lifts a small silver pendant necklace, the one belonging to her late mother, revealing it as the symbol of a truth he never shared. He gently places a folded drawing she made in kindergarten beside him, remembering how proudly she presented it and how it stayed pinned to his wall for years. The father lifts an old music box her mother once owned, winding it as its soft melody fills the room with bittersweet memories they both cherished. He recalls her first day of school, describing her nervous smile, tiny backpack, and how he cried in the car after dropping her off. He holds up a small pair of baby shoes, explaining he kept them as a reminder of how fast time moves and how precious every second felt. The room grows dimmer as evening settles in, casting soft shadows around him, symbolizing the closing chapter of his life, drawing nearer each moment. He apologizes for every time he raised his voice, admitting they came from fear and love, not anger, and begging her never to doubt his intentions. His hands tremble as he sets her childhood stuffed toy on his lap, revealing he kept it to feel close to her when she wasn't home. He recalls the moment she learned to ride a bicycle, her determination shining, and how proud he felt watching her overcome fear with courage. The father explains a hidden journal under his bed, filled with advice on friendships, heartbreaks, and life lessons he hoped she'd find when older. He speaks about the nights he stayed awake listening to her breathe as a baby, terrified of losing the only treasure left from her mother. He shows a letter addressed to her future partner, urging them to treat her with love, respect, and gentleness, hoping she receives the life she deserves. His breathing slows as he shares the memory of her first laugh, the sound that healed him during the darkest moments after losing her mother. He reveals he watched every school performance secretly from the back row, too emotional to sit near others, but unwilling to miss a single moment. He lifts the worn-out storybook he read to her every night, its taped corners proving how much they cherished those bedtime memories together. The father describes how her mother used to sing in the kitchen, her voice filling their home with warmth, a sound he never fully recovered from losing. He confesses he always worried he wasn't enough, trying to play the role of two parents while never forgetting the woman who shaped their lives. A faint smile breaks through his tears as he recalls her first baking attempt, flour everywhere, but her laughter making the mess worth every second. He warns her about people who pretend to care, urging her to stay kind but protect her heart, as her mother once warned him long ago. He picks up an old phone filled with voice notes of her childhood, explaining he saved every recording to replay on nights he felt unbearably alone. He talks about pride, telling her she defended a bullied classmate, proving she inherited her mother's courage and fierce compassion for others. He shows a small wooden cross from her mother, explaining it protected him always, and now symbolizes his eternal love for their daughter. His voice weakens as he talks about forgiveness, reminding her that holding bitterness only harms her soul and that she deserves peace above all. He describes how her mother wanted her to grow up free, brave, and loved, not burdened by fear or the shadows of their past. He places a sealed envelope labeled on graduation day, telling her he wrote it when she was 6, imagining the woman she'd become. He reveals a small savings book, confessing he saved every extra dollar so she could chase her dreams without limits. He recalls a secret camping trip, the stars shining brilliantly as she slept on his shoulder, realizing she was his purpose. Tears fall as he admits he wished he could stay, to walk her down the aisle, hold her children, and grow old beside her happiness. He explains the letter in the attic, containing the truth about her mother's bravery and the sacrifice that kept them safe. He whispers her mother's final wish, that their daughter must grow up knowing she was fiercely loved. His voice trembles as he tells her not to fear the world, to chase joy, and never settle for less than she deserves. He lifts a worn journal filled with letters he wrote her each birthday, sharing secrets, advice, and love he could not say in person. He recalls her first heartbreak, wishing he could have taken the pain for her, teaching her resilience through love and gentle guidance. He places a hand over a photograph of her mother, showing her smile, telling the daughter that their love will always protect her. He demonstrates how he kept small mementos of her childhood in a wooden box, revealing his intention to leave her a tangible legacy of love. He describes her first piano recital, the anxiety in her eyes, and the overwhelming pride he felt watching her succeed despite fear. He shares advice about choosing friends wisely, warning her of those who appear kind but hide selfish intentions. He picks up her baby blanket, smelling it to remember her infancy, and tells her every night he kept it close to feel connected. He remembers the time she learned to swim, her small hand gripping his shoulder, her trust giving him courage to stay strong for her. He apologizes for every argument they had, explaining they stemmed from worry, not anger, and asks for her forgiveness. He shows a small photo album of family vacations, narrating the joy, laughter, and memories they shared together. He recounts the day she won her first art competition, describing his pride in her determination and creativity. He talks about her first pet, the love she showed it, and the lessons in responsibility and care she learned from it. He recalls the night her mother sang lullabies, promising that love will always surround her, even when he is gone. He warns her about fearing failure, encouraging her to embrace challenges, learning and growing from every experience. He explains the importance of forgiveness, both for herself and others, emphasizing the freedom it brings to her heart. He talks about the times he cried quietly at night, missing her mother, yet stayed strong for her, showing the depth of his sacrifice. He reveals the secret stash of letters he wrote her to read in the future, full of love, guidance, and encouragement. He describes how he secretly watched her school plays, cheering quietly from the back, proud of her accomplishments. He reflects on teaching her to ride a bike, her small victories, and the lessons of perseverance she learned from him. He shows her mother's scarf, explaining it symbolizes hope, courage, and the love that will always guide her. He describes her first piano recital, the nerves and pride in her performance, connecting to the importance of persistence. He recounts their small camping trips, the quiet nights under the stars, and the lessons about life and love he shared. He talks about the importance of kindness, showing how small gestures can have enormous impact on others' lives. He shares a story of her helping a friend in need, teaching her the value of empathy and compassion. He explains the hidden messages he left in old letters for her to find when she needed guidance. He reminds her to embrace joy, even in difficult times, teaching her resilience and optimism. He talks about courage, sharing how he faced his fears to protect her and her mother. He shows her old drawings, each telling a story of her creativity and imagination, encouraging her to keep dreaming. He reflects on the first birthday they celebrated after her mother passed, and how they found hope together. He shares advice about honesty, integrity, and standing up for what is right. He remembers the time she comforted a friend in pain, showing the depth of her empathy and love. He emphasizes the importance of gratitude, encouraging her to appreciate the small joys in life. He recounts the first snow they experienced together, the laughter and wonder in her eyes, and the beauty of simple moments. He shows the letters from her mother, teaching her to cherish love and memories. He talks about the night she learned to ride a horse, the thrill and fear, and the lessons of courage. He recalls their movie nights, the laughter and warmth, highlighting the importance of family and love. He shares memories of her first school awards, pride, and encouragement to keep striving. He talks about letting go of fears, trusting life, and embracing growth. He reveals the final envelope he left for her, filled with messages, memories, and love to guide her through life. He whispers his final words of love, hope, and protection, knowing she will carry his guidance and heart with her forever.